And it is the job of young people to stand up and join this community and be willing to fight. Ask yourself what you are willing to give to this movement, what your concept of freedom means to you. What are you willing to do to have it? And I'll see you in the fight.
Hello y saludos. My name is Angela Walker, and I am pleased to have been asked by Howie Hawkins to be his running mate for the Green Party presidential campaign of 2020. I am the queer, working-class mother of one, the proud grandmother of 5. I'm an activist, a former organizer, a veteran, and someone who has a major interest in the health of the country that I live in. At this very pivotal time in our history, all of the inequalities of the capitalist system of this country are on brutal display. We need sustainable solutions that are able to be implemented now, through the pandemic, and beyond. Howie's platform addresses the changes that need to be made, from paying a monthly income to all adults and children, to calling a moratorium on utility shutoffs, evictions, and foreclosures. These are measures that would provide needed relief to so many at a time of financial instability and uncertainty. And going forward, Howie proposes a living wage for all workers, Medicare for all as a community-controlled national health service, and an eco-socialist Green New Deal that would rebuild and strengthen the infrastructure of this country while being mindful of workers and the planet. In my own life, I've fought against the privatization of public schools, for the expansion of public transit access and funding, and against state violence against Black, Indigenous, and Brown people. It is my deep feeling that the exploitation of human beings and animals is inseparable from the exploitation and misuse of the earth. In order to properly address human and animal rights concerns, we must end the systems that harm our shared home. I want to see Black, Indigenous, and Brown people moving away from the two-political party system in this country. For far too long, these parties have either blatantly ignored our needs or only given the most surface attention to them. This is completely unacceptable when our communities face higher rates of joblessness, incarceration, and underemployment, dire health disparities, and are dying in higher numbers than the rest of the population during this pandemic. Our communities simply do not have the time or the space for continued half measures and neglect. Howie Hawkins' platform addresses these needs in a way that is intersectional and sustainable, and will offer immediate relief to communities that have been ravaged by decades of inequality. It's past time for people of color to give their time, their energy, and their votes to parties that will be welcoming to them and will be responsive to their individual needs and histories. The Green Party has the capacity to be that party. I am a passionate believer in what people can do to create a just and thriving world, one that honors the needs of human beings and the earth. We have always known, and are seeing in unbearable detail, that these things cannot and will not happen under a capitalist system. In this time of rising grief, anger, and mistrust, we need a way forward that is completely doable and will benefit those who need the help the most. People also need to be reminded of how powerful they really are, and that the failed capitalist system that is oppressing them in so many different ways is not something they have to continue to endure. I believe in the power of people who have had enough of the status quo. I believe that the Green Party is positioned to bring this message to thousands of Americans. I am honored to be running with Howie to bring about necessary change. In solidarity and faith, Angela.